on behalf of AI Search, I'd like to warmly welcome you all to today's webinar, How to Earn Generative AI Using Generative AI, a practical guide for Nigerians. Whether you are an entrepreneur or a freelancer or a student or a simply AI curious, this session is designed to equip you with practical knowledge and tools to earn income using generative AI. As a part of AI plus prompt engineering series, today's session will focus on real life earning opportunities through platforms like ChatGPT, Gemini, and other cutting edge AI tools, specially tailored to the Nigerian context. Before we dive in, just a few quick reminders. The session is being recorded and you'll receive the link shortly after the event. Also, I would request you all to drop your questions anytime in the Q&A tab. We'll address them live after the keynote presentation. I'm honored to introduce our keynote speaker today, Mr. Utkarsh Sharma. Utkarsh is a subject matter expert and manager, a SAP certified application associate, an Intel certified machine learning instructor, and a certified data scientist. Based in Gandhinagar, India, he brings over 12 years of experience as an educator and researcher in the fields of data science and machine learning. With a passion of empowering learners and professionals across the globe, Utkarsh has trained thousands in the practical use of AI technologies, focusing on real world problem solving, income generation, and innovation. Today, he'll guide us through the practical ways Nigerians can start monetizing their skills and creativity using generative AI. Utkarsh, over to you.
Thank you very much, Srishti. I hope I'm audible, right?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So, welcome everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. So, might be people from different time zones. I don't know which refers to you. So, I'm very excited for this meeting we all will be having, right? So it's not like that something I'm only having to say. You all have your ways to in between discuss what your thoughts are. Okay. So that's very exciting era we all are in. We all are passing from the transition from the manual based to AI based automations, right? We are the one who are witnessing that. The next generation might not be witnessing that, right? They will be already all tech ready, right? AI ready, generative AI ready. But we are the ones who are seeing it transiting from one to another. So that's very fascinating, and it amazes me every time I talk about such things like how generative AI and AI is revolutionizing the job market, let's say, or the industries. It's great. So in between, whatever your queries are, you are feel free to share that in the Q&A part of the Zoom, right? Or in the chat box, you also want to say, you can share that. Okay. So that's up to you, and I'll be able to handle the Q&As shortly after the presentation. Right, in between, it will not be having the access to look at the Q&A, but my team will try to help you in answering the Q&A in between. So assuring that you will be getting. Okay, so I'll share my screen. Okay, and we'll start with the discussion, the main event. So I hope my screen is up. I'm making it in full screen mode. So this particular webinar, or the connect which we all are having, basically is that how you can leverage the generative AI to build more and more jobs, or how you can leverage that to solve your problem of getting to a job. Okay, so this is for that, right? So basically, we are having the context of this region you all belongs to. You might be from different region. We as of now targeting the Nigerians audience, discussing them some case studies, particularly for the Nigerian audience. But it's not like that. The content, whatever we'll be discussing in the session, cannot be applied to another context, right? It's just a case which we are discussing as of now for the Nigerian audience. But this generative AI is touching worldwide, right? Whether you belong to any continent of the world, you can leverage generative AI for fulfillment of your career, your business, your studies. Every field can take a benefit of generative AI. Okay, so as of now, that's why I was trying to say that in between we will be talking about some specific use cases to Nigerian audience. But yes, the crux of this entire webinar can be applied to anyone, right? So let's proceed further. The certifications which are written over here on the front slide, this is AI plus everyone and AI plus prompt engineer level 1. What these are, we'll talk about that in the last part of the presentation, right? So let's start in. This is the agenda. We'll talk about the generative AI, the importance of that in the Nigerian market, ways to earn, practical demonstrations, some challenges, solutions, success stories, conclusions, and finally the Q&A. Okay, so moving forward. So first about us. So we are AI certs, right? What we do, so we are global certification body with more than 40, 50 plus role-based AI and blockchain certifications. Okay. So there's something you should know about the difference between certification and the certificates, right? You might have gone the course completion certificate, participation certificate, that's something else. What do you mean by certification? Is that that body certifies you for the particular skill or role or whatever that certification means for. For example, if we certify you that you are AI plus prompt level engineer 1, prompt engineer level 1, that it means that you are able to apply AI knowledge in the prompt engineering properly, right? So that's why certifications are different as compared to the certificates. And we are a certification body which provide role-based certification, right? So you might be having that doubt in your mind. What do you mean by role-based certification, right? So the role-based certification means you might have seen there are so many ways to learn these days about AI and ML. There are plenty of resources available on YouTube or any other platforms, right? So the data or the course study material available online tells you about the artificial intelligence, right? Or it tells you about the machine learning concepts of both, right? AI, ML, generative AI also, right? What they rarely tell you is about how to apply that in your own job space, right? You might learn about what is AI, what is ML, what is generative AI on several sources, several platforms, and all. But how to apply that knowledge for your own job description, for your own company, for your own industry, for your own workspace, that's where there is a gap in between. Okay, so we stands there in that to bridge the gap between the learning and the application. We are there in between to bridge the gap. We provide exact what you need to apply into your job role. Let's say you are in the marketing business, so how to apply AI into marketing business, that's we teach as AI plus marketing, right? For example, you are in healthcare, healthcare administrator. So how to apply AI into healthcare administrator, that we talk about. Similarly, as the number mentioned, 40 plus, 50 plus role-based certifications we are having. So you don't have to go anywhere else after learning that how now I learned it, how to apply it, that you don't have to do. All will be given in our certifications bundled with the application knowledge, with the theoretical case studies and all those things. Okay. So we are also compliant to ISO, IEC, and also we are pursuing NAB accreditations. Who you know about the NAB accreditations, they know that's an accreditation body. So we are pursuing that. We have so many partners: Microsoft, Columbia University, Athens University, AWS, Netcom Learning, so many which deliver, which takes our certifications and train the audience, right? So we have different categories, for example, professional, technical, blockchain, and all, right? So you feel free to visit the websites aicerts.ai. Okay, you will get to know what different, what our diverse portfolio we have, right? Let's coming to the agenda. What do you understand by generative AI? Some things that's written on the slide, right? That generative AI refers to AI systems that create new content such as text, images, video, or code based on patterns learned from data. There are some common examples which are listed over there, that ChatGPT, DALL, and Synthesia. Okay. So initially, there was a context of AI. AI, everyone was amazed by AI, right? That AI is being having every industry is applying AI. But now everyone is talking about generative AI. Initially, there was a thought that AI can only be applied from the existing data and learn from that and imitate the human intelligence. That was the initial conceptualization of AI, right? That it can mimic or imitate the human intelligence, but it was not considered that it can also generate. But now, generative AI means that now AI can also generate whatever you command you will provide. Generative AI can generate something based on that, and the outcomes are not limited, my friends. It can generate text very basic, very easily. It can generate beautiful images and videos nowadays. We'll see some examples today only, right? It can generate videos so true you cannot even distinguish between an AI generated video and a real video. You might have seen some examples these days. There are floating on the internet that entire news reporters reporting something from the live event being generated by AI. So now the technology is going so far and everything is available at your fingers. Okay, so you can do it directly without paying anything on your system, on your mobile. That's all, it's there. These are the common platforms which are listed over there: ChatGPT, DALL-E, and Synthesia. Okay, why it is relevant to Nigeria? It is not limited to only Nigeria. I'll say that it is relevant to everywhere. But specifically, if you want to talk about Nigeria, that it is the advent of internet, right? Initially the problem was why AI, generative AI, was not popular, because the main link which connects that to the rest of the world, that internet was not available everywhere, every other part of the world. Now the internet penetration is so beautiful, right? As you can see, that over 50% in Nigeria as of 2025, and a growing digital economy. Generative AI offers accessible tools for entrepreneurship and freelancing. Okay, so not only for the existing job roles and industry, if you want to start your own business, yeah, if you want to be an entrepreneur, then also you can use generative AI very easily. People are building economy onto that, right? I'll show you the examples, right, based on Nigeria, that how people are earning money just using generative AI, right? So we'll talk about that. So why it matters? No, that's the question. Someone might be still wondering. Right? So it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm on a different field. I don't at all require generative AI. I'm in an education field. Why do I require generative AI? I teach and students learn. So my dear friends, it's all can be leveraged with the help of generative AI. I'll show you the case studies which impacted the learning, the teaching cycle, right? How generative AI helps in every cycle. It is not any job role or industry where AI or generative AI cannot impact it or not have impacted it, right? So the thing is that it is low entry barriers, right? So it is cost effective, you can say. Most of the tools are free of the cost available, right? Like ChatGPT, as of now, it is freely available for the basic use. Yeah, do it have subscriptions, but for the basic use case, you have it for free, right? Or most of the tools, right? Not only ChatGPT, there are several examples other than ChatGPT. Let's have a quick walkthrough. So how many different platforms like ChatGPT you all know? Can you just write it in the chat box? Just like ChatGPT, what are the different platforms, right? Some you might enter, might I also not know that you might know, right? So just enter the name of the platform, just like ChatGPT of the generative AI platforms, which you know, in the chat box, right? Will come. We'll see later on, right? So next is opportunities in global and local markets, right? So the thing is that it is so easy, right? And it's so relatable technology that it can connect it with every business sector, right? And every market. Even you are just a blog writer, okay, or you are a person of marketing, or even if you're a person from education sector, You can take help from generative AI in numerous ways. You just have to explore it. Okay, and we'll talk about that also, that how you can explore generative AI in your own field, right? It can access sorry, address the local challenges, as people might be struggling that I'm not able to do well because I don't have the computer with me, I don't have laptop with me. But if you have do your mobile phone in your hand, then also you can do wonders using generative AI. People generating content these days, you might have used these social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Telegram, Snapchat, and what else, right? These all are people generating content and earning money from that, right? So nowadays you don't need much resources to generate revenue. You can generate it with the mobile phones in your hand. That's all you need, and the proper use of that technology, right? That's why it is why it is said that you should be intelligent enough to use artificial intelligence, right? You should be intelligent enough to use to differentiate between what is there to make money, right? So these are few use cases for why AI, or you can say generative AI, matters a lot. Okay, content creation. People use heavily, I'll say, AI for content creation and generative AI for content creation. What do you believe? The post which you see, the content on any platform we see, Instagram or anywhere else, are not influenced by generative AI? Not at all. They are heavily influenced by generative AI and AI. Although the thoughts are real of the person, right? I do personally take help of generative AI when I have to just polish my thoughts. I have a thought in my mind which I want to share with the audience on LinkedIn or somewhere else, but I want to draw a story behind that thought. Then surely I use generative AI for that. I don't have enough time to write a story around that and adding the images and all. For that, I have the tool for me, right? I just take help of that tool and it makes my post looking beautiful, reachable to larger audience. That's all what I need from generative AI, right? So it is for that purpose you should use. There is skill accessibility. Okay, it enables automation, creativity without requiring heavy skills, right? You don't require heavy skilling to be anything, at least these days, to create websites, to create softwares also. You don't need coding skills. Can you imagine? With the help of generative AI only, you can generate websites these days, just writing the prompts. That's all. How it does that? It does it with the help of the examples of deep learning, like NLP, machine learning, and all those things. Those are the things which people used to create the generative AI models. But not everyone needs to know what is in the background, right? There is again an analogy which I always provide, that there are the people who tells you to drive a car, right? And there are the people who are there who build a car. Not everyone have to know how to build a car. It's enough to know for us how to drive a car. So that's why we are here, to learn how to drive the generative AI. We don't want to bother us to learn how to develop generative AI models. It is there as a task of someone else. Yes, those are also important. Without them, we will not be existing. But yes, we are here to use generative AI. Some more examples. Let's have a look. For example, content writing, we already have discussed, graphic designing, digital marketing, chatbot training. These all things are there. These all job roles are there, which can and which are being using generative AI heavily these days. Okay. So on the screen, as of now, you can see the platforms which gives you money just by going there and experience generative AI. Okay, it is not asking you to create something or post it somewhere else. They just pay people, right, to improve their systems, to improve their generative AI systems. Okay, so again, you might need to show some expertise in doing that task, but yes, it does that. These are the platforms, for example, Minddrift AI, where they have the prompts available over there. You can train the prompt, okay, for this particular question, this should be the exact prompt given to the AI, and this response is proper, this is not, this is having this problem, this is having this problem, like that. So that's also people making money these days. Data annotation, right? That's also data annotation tech, which is paying people to label the data properly, right? What this image, what this image is really about, annotate it, got money, right? XAI, that's the Twitter's Grok AI, right? It is also paying people to improve the chatbot responses, okay, and remote payments for all these things, right? So it is not only you can earn via generative AI by using generative AI, you can earn while improving generative AI also. And these are the few platforms which are listed over here. There are so many, so many. Whoever organization using generative AI, they need humans to validate it, because in the end, it's just a machine giving some responses, isn't it? So you will always need, in the end, a human to validate that. And that's why we all are valued. Our humanity still valued by the organizations. Okay, right. So these are few emerging AI businesses which are not only relevant to Nigeria, but yeah, we can consider that. But yes, it is there. These businesses based on, and these are the businesses which evolved just because of the advent of generative AI. Okay, that's why there's a boom of generative AI. These technologies now come in the market, then you can take help of them and create a career. These were not the technologies, these were not the business models which were present 10 years back. No, none of them, right? Digital marketing and affiliate marketing, AI content creation, AI translation and transcription. I'm talking in English, someone wants to translate in another language online. That kind of tool is also making money. AI driven recruitment, right? These days, HR industry hugely affected by AI, right? I don't know how many of you had used LinkedIn, right? But LinkedIn is also having a job portal, right? Where organization can post about the jobs and people can apply into that, right? And it has this own analytics feature, right? Of how much you validate or you are appropriate for this particular kind of job, right? It also shows that, right? And it will similarly will tell the recruiters that how much this profile is validated or how much this profile is apt for this particular job role. Okay, so it is heavily used in the recruitment industry. I'll show you one example for this in the end, that how you can leverage AI to apply for a job properly. Okay, this is also one aspect of not only generative AI, but all machine learning models, all AI based model, that indigenous AI language solution, right? So there are so many languages available worldwide, but not all of the languages are being supported by the AI models. You might agree to that fact, right? So if you have some knowledge about training of this model, so you can train the model in your own language and make it available to be used in that language. That is something which can make wonders in your region, and that which you can do properly other than anyone else in other part of the world, right? Because you have that knowledge on your own, you just have to map it with the long language available in another of these platforms, right? So this is very fascinating thing, not only for Nigeria, for everyone, wherever there are some regional languages available and people can train the models to support these indigenous languages. Okay, so some of the basics let's talk about. When we are talking about generative AI and we don't talk about AI, that will not be fair enough, right? So some of it I already discussed. That what do you mean by AI, right? So some examples are also there, which I guess you might relate with. That, for example, on Jumia's website, there is a chatbot which answers the customer queries. Why we need it? Why we need to have the chatbot on the website like Zumia? Why don't we employ some person to do that job? You might question that this AI took the job of that person. Initially there was needed a person to do that job, but the thing is that that person might still be needed, but for the unnecessary conversations, right, where that all there is no confusion in the mind of the customer, for all those steps AI can be there. And wherever there is a real help required at that time, there can be a human sitting over there solving the query of that customer. That's why these all chatbots are popular these days, right? So AI is just that field which deals with mimicking the thinking. It's written over here as human thinking, but it's not that only, right? It's not only the virtue of humans to think, the humans are only intelligent, right? Animals, they are also intelligent enough, right? Birds, ants, all these creatures are equally intelligent as us, right? They might be limited by their physical capabilities, but they are also very much intelligent. So AI is not only mimicking the human intelligence, it mimics and it tries that machines can imitate human decision making capability, right? What to do, what to not, based on the circumstances, based on the data, based on the analysis. That's all this entire picture of AI is revolving around, right? So apart from AI, you might have heard this thing, machine learning. What is machine learning? So if you equate AI with a human, right, as we are humans, right, and you consider our exact opposite is the AI. So what in the context of humans, machine learning is the experience and learning we have since the birth of several factors, right? The learning from the schools, the colleges, right? Learning from the society, learning from our family, learning from our experiences. That's all we are about, right? What we are today based on all this learning only. If any of these learnings get changed, right, you will not be the same person as you are sitting right now, isn't it? Right? So the same with the help of AI. If you want to make a particular kind of artificial intelligence system, you have to design how you want to train the brain or the learning of that machine. Rest all the where it should react or not, that can be different aspects. But initially, you have to decide what on which data that model should learn. Okay. For example, the example written over here that Paystack uses ML to detect fraudulent transactions, right? And how it does that? The machine learning model will be trained. How it will be trained? For example, it is very simple, how machine learning uses it is just something influenced by the humans. Okay, so don't ever fear to study these topics, AI and ML. Okay, this is something got influenced by us, then it came a part of these systems, machines, or the books or and all, but it's all started from us. Okay, so just the way you teach your younger ones, right, how you teach your younger ones that this is cat or dog, this is apple or banana, how you teach them? You teach them by giving the images, right? Mostly that this is apple, this is banana, this is apple, this is banana. And how the mind of that kid understand things, or we might have done when we were the younger ones, right, when we were infants, right? We tries to catch the features. Okay, this is a round thing, okay, reddish color, so it might be apple. Okay, this is having pointy edges and yellow in color, that's banana. In the same way, machine understands the features of data which you provide. You say that This kind of transactions are fraud. These are the transactions which are not fraudulent, right? These are the legitimate transactions. These are the fraudulent transactions. You provide it to the machine. Now it's task of the machine to apply on a mathematical or statistical model to learn from the data that what are the features, what are the distinguishing features of fraudulent transactions, what are the distinguishing features of the legitimate transactions are there, and future whenever you'll apply a new transaction to that model based on the learning, that model will be able to tell you whether it is fraudulent or legitimate. Again, it is limited by the data from which the model got studied. Okay, just the way you teach your younger ones that this is apple or banana, if apart from apple and banana you provide orange to that kid and ask that kid what is that, so based on the limited of the data, that kid might ask, might tell that this is still an apple because some of the features of apples are mapping, matching to oranges, right? It is indeed round in shape, not as of a banana, right? So in the same way, machines also learn from data. So this entire field of artificial intelligence, which deals with training the models from data, is called machine learning. The something which is written on the slide, you should read that in the last. That ML is like teaching a computer. That's what we're discussing. That it's like teaching a computer to spot patterns, like knowing which products Lagos shoppers love, right? Something like that. Okay, and some other kind of thing, right? Now, the thing which we are all fascinated about, generative AI, creating new content. Till now, we had seen the capabilities of AI to imitate the learning capability of the humans, right? That was the feature of AI. Now we talk about one step ahead. Based on all the learning, can now AI create something? That's called generative AI. And there are so many applications. Some application is written over here that a Port Harcourt teacher uses Synthesia to create videos. Okay, that's something is real. Okay, so you can do that. Synthesia, if you don't know, Synthesia is a tool which can generate videos, right? It's just like a tutorial video, just like a human is speaking to you, like that. And so beautiful the videos are generated by Synthesia, and we do also have that feature in our own curriculum, right? So it helps you to generate something. Also, it needs expertise that what you want to generate. It cannot help you to give you ideas. Yeah, it can suppose give you the ideas also, but that will be based on the training of that generative AI model, right? If you'll ask generative AI, what are the different ways I can make money in Nigeria? So how it will answer? What do you think? Is it having its own sense of thinking? Does it know exactly what's going on in the market? Whatever it got learned from the existing resources online available, right? It can go through the website, Google something, okay, and check it and give it to you the answer, right, in the best possible way. Okay, but if you have some idea in your mind, right, if you have some sort of creativity, and then you want to take help of generative AI to reshape that, right? To refine that to an end product. In that case, generative AI can be really useful for you. Okay. So now I'll show you some practical ways in which you can exactly earn from generative AI. The first example which I want to show you is the content creation for blogs and social media. Okay, this is very much required these days. Okay, content creation for blogs and social media. So let's take a scenario. For example, a Lagos-based freelancer is there, right? That person wants to use ChatGPT to write SEO optimized. What do you mean by SEO? Search engine optimized. Okay, what is search engine optimized? So the thing is that when you search anything, writing on the Google that you need information for this, so that is a search engine where you enter the query. Okay, and whatever things are there in the repository from which it fetches the thing and gives to you, it's all based on something. The content should be SEO optimized, search engine optimized, so that whenever you search about that, the first thing comes should be highly relevant to the query you ask. Okay, whatever you ask in the query, there will be some order. Some things are there on the first, second, then third, fourth, fifth, like that. How much it is relevant to you and your query, like that. Okay, so to create the content such like that, these are the very optimized one. You should be knowing how it should be done. So this is also can be done with the help of generative AI. Correct. So for example, how you can do that? So for example, you can take help of ChatGPT for that, or any other platform like Cloud or Gemini, anyone. So you have to just give a prompt. You can see the example as of now I'm written over here, that write a 500-word blog post on top 10 travel destinations in Nigeria. Okay, normally what happens if you don't know about how to exactly hit the market, your query will end over here, isn't it? That write a 500-word blog post on top 10 travel destination in Nigeria, that's it. And you will get something, and you will write that blog post, and you will wait for the response. But you have to make it optimized. There comes the power of the prompts, right? You have to write optimized for SEO. So it will now generate the result which are more optimized when you put them online, and it will, there are huge chances of that will be hit. You can use it, you can post it on some platforms available. Okay, you can post it anywhere, wherever, like for example Upwork. You can post it in Quora, right? And you can post it on some other platforms available. It can be done free of the cost, right? ChatGPT free tier will also do that. Let's take another example. There are some e-commerce platforms available these days, everyone uses that. So you can do the product descriptions also. For example, a small business owner in Abuja uses Jasper AI. If you're not seen, Jasper AI is also a tool which can create beautiful product descriptions. Okay, so that is a very interesting tool which you can use to create product descriptions for the different stores. If you want to use, if you can tap any store which they have their online platforms, and they just need someone to write the product description, why to write it manually? Get the help of the tool, right? You just have to enter the details. For example, you can enter like Ankara dresses, vibrant colors, size M to L. That's it. And it will give you a beautiful product description. That's the thing. It can save hours, right? And you can make money through that, isn't it? I'll show you some real life examples, right? You might think that what you can say anything. Okay, you might say it will make money, it will make money, but it's not the case. When we go into the market, it not really works like that. Okay, so now I'll show you the real facts and figures that how people are really using ChatGPT or generative AI to making money, right? So this is the first example. You might have heard about that. An AI powered education training in Edo State, right? There was an example of a school where they implemented generative AI for this teaching and education purpose. Okay, so in that exactly 800 students partnered. Okay, it was in 2024 that program was launched. Okay, it basically used Microsoft Copilot for AI powered tutoring, right? And it again led to a 25% on proficiency boost, right? Improvement of the students in English proficiency and digital literacy. And it is not just there to replace the teachers. You might be thinking like that it is replacing teachers. It is not. It is increasing the performance. It is increasing the effects, whatever the effects given, resulting in better output, right? Teacher-led interactions were there. Teachers were also guiding the students how to leverage it properly. They needed someone, right? So it was having a huge effect, and it is the real example from nearby. right? You can go to online and search about this particular use case if you feel like that the information I'm providing is not correct enough, right? This is someone else, CarMax. Okay. So as of now, you can adapt it to the Nigerian market if you want to apply. It was basically what it does. It summarizes the customer reviews for vehicles. How you can apply it on your own? You can take your own any dealership available in any location. For example, it's having over here that a Nigerian car dealership in Ibadan could use a similar approach to summarize customer feedbacks for used cars sold on Gigi or any other online car selling platform, automobile selling platform, Gigi or Checky. Right? You just have to go there and summarize the reviews for a particular vehicle and just post it. Voila, you'll get the money. It is also relevance for earning. So many platform examples are there I can give you. This is something else. Kainan was Savant. It's an Nigeria's AI study partner chatbot. It is a very useful and friendly kind of chatbot created by Justin Arbor in 2022. Okay, so it is a very beautiful AI tutor created by your own nearby person. Might be you can might have you had experienced this tool or not. You can, right, and learn something from that. How to you can create something like that. Some more. This is a very fascinating thing. The Malik effect was AI generated fashion arts. You might have seen that. It has been in news, right? It's being generating not only fashion arts, but nowadays this person is generating short movies also. I've seen in the articles in the news that this person is generating movies these days, creating movies these days, and earning money. These all figures which you are seeing on the slides are AI generated. That person is just making money by using a mobile phone, nothing else. So that the thing is that that person have the knowledge of art. That's the thing. Okay, that person have the knowledge of art, then combines with the generative AI and the result in front of you. Right? You might search it if you have not gone through this particular AI generated fashion art of Malika was, then you can check that. So many things are there, right? Endless opportunities for there. I'll show you some of the examples as of now only. So, ethical consideration, why I post this slide, because that is very much important when you use AI for larger good, when you use AI for human interactions, right? In that case, ethics comes into a picture. You should use properly the tool, and you should understand that AI is a tool. Whatever you will train it, it will do like that only. It does not have its own moral or ethics, right? That you have to understand. Whatever you will train it, so it's your responsibility to understand that whatever I'm training my AI model to do, it should not end up in any bias, or it should not end up having any ethical conflict, right? That you have to understand, right? So there are so many tools which you can take have seen in this particular presentation. I'll show you a few again online which is available before going to our discussion of our certifications. I'll take you one quick example of one tool which is available, which is called Sora. If you might have not seen that tool. Okay, Sora is a tool available by ChatGPT, and you can generate images, real life images, or not only images. Okay, you can generate images, you can generate videos with the help of Sora. So if you can see my screen, whatever is in front of you is being generated by AI. None of these images are real or drawn by someone else. These all images are generated by this particular tool. Okay, this tool is called Sora. It is by ChatGPT. Okay, so if you click on any of the images, on the bottom, it will show you the prompt, that what prompt might have used to draw this image. So the prompt used by someone to generate this image was formal picture of a female dark colored corgi wearing a dress and holding accessories as if she's an artist. 3 by 4 portrait, highly detailed. That's it. That information was required only in Sora, and the image got generated. Okay. And not only images, right? If you want to see videos, I'll show you how beautiful videos being generated. I hope you can see none of these videos are real. These all are generated by Sora only. So you can see these days, right? How easy it is to generate things. And you just have to have an idea how, where you can apply these things to make money, right? It can help you. So this is one example. It very basic or simple example which you can use, right? I'll show you one more example which you can use. For example, you can whenever you want to apply for a job anywhere on the platforms, right? So you might apply through any of the platform, right? So for example, this is one job available. Job title, marketing assistant, company like this, location Lagos, posted on this. So the description is fintech limited, is something like that, responsibilities and this requirement, bachelor degrees in marketing, business. Or this is a sample job post. Okay. Now you want to apply for this job. You feel like that you are the right candidate for this job. So you have your resume. So for example, your resume looks like this. What do you say? Is this a proper resume? Although it is having all the skills might be needed for that particular job role, but again, it needs some improvement. How you can improve your resume with the help of ChatGPT or any other LLM available? You just have to write the prompt. Okay. So, whatever the keywords available for that particular job role, you need to identify that. Okay. Or you can write this particular prompt, which is on label on the screen. It is there. Rewrite the professional experience section of the following resume for a marketing assistant role at a Nigerian fintech company. Highlight skills in social media marketing, content creation, customer engagement, and Google Analytics, and use a professional tone and ensure ATS compatibility. Okay. And just upload your resume. It will modify your resume into a much better format. For example, the resume which you can see now, it is happening to have a proper outcome, right? So these are all things you can use. Okay, I'll show you one more quick example because we are running out of time. I guess it's only 10 minutes remaining. You can create blog post also. Okay, so you want to create a blog post to pitch to international clients on platforms like Upwork or Fiverr. Okay, so what you have to do, just open Microsoft Copilot or ChatGPT or Gemini. You just have to write something like that, or whatever in your mind you have an idea to write a blog post. Okay, but you have to again knowing some things which are required. For example, as already discussed, that optimized for search engine optimization. And if something you know the keywords which are very important for that blog post, you can highlight that, giving importance towards that. That's how the generative AI models work. Okay. And that's how you can define the tone, you can define the audience of that particular post and all those things. And it can earn you, right? You can earn through all those things, right? So now moving towards the last part of our webinar. So at AI Search, we can surely help you to pitch to all these jobs, right? If you want to be AI ready, future ready for having the generative AI jobs, so you can go through the certification. There are so many, plenty of certifications available, which are more relevant for you, which are these two on written on the screen. One is AI plus everyone, very basic, not particular industry specific. Everyone can learn AI skills, a very 1 day kind of course having 8 hours. Another one is AI plus prompt engineering level 1. Again, it is for how you can optimize your prompting skills. Prompting means the use of the chat GPT, Gemini, or any other cloud or perplexity models, how you can improve that and earn through that. That's all you can get through this AI plus prompt engineering level 1. Okay, so you can explore these certifications, enroll it, and learn and gain this certification. Okay, and yes, so that's all from my side as of now. I'll provide you the scan code on the screen. You can scan these QR codes and download the app. We have the apps available both for Android and iOS. You can download that, and once you download the app, you will get the AI Plus Foundation certificate free of cost. Okay, there is also one basic level certification which is called AI Plus Foundation. You will get that certification in our learning app free of cost. You can download the app, scan the QR code on the screen, download the app, and get certify yourself with AI Plus Foundation. Okay, and for further, you can again go to the website and connect us for the enrollment or other certifications. Right, I'll wait for a few seconds on this slide for you all to scan, right, and click the pictures, scan it later. I hope you all might have scanned or downloaded the image. Later on, you will also get the link of this recording of the session. From there only, you can do that. So that's all from my side. Let's have a quick round of Q&A from you all. I hope you might have gained something or enjoyed at least, or you might have gone some path which you can follow further, right? So I hope your Q&A has been answered, most of them, right? As we might have used it, people had so many Q&A use Sora every day. That's great. That's nice. There are so many,
Thank you
so many.
so much, Utkarsh. The valuable,
Thank you.
actionable content. We can see our audience are already very much engaged, and we are glad that they, found this entire session such insightful session useful for them. We can just move on to the question and answers from our audience as of now. We do have some questions. I think most of the questions are already answered, but we still have two, three questions. If you could just quickly answer them for the audience. I'll go with the first one, which is what are the easiest platforms Nigerians can use to start earning with generative AI?
So that's already I discussed. That's just like Gemini, ChatGPT, Cloud, Sora, which I already discussed. Right, these are the platforms which we can use it. Right, and you can. It is very easy to use these platforms which are there. These are not role specific, very generic. Everyone can use it for different kind of purpose. Right, and in all these there are customization available for your job roles. So yeah, you can use any of these.
Okay. Next question we have is, can you share some examples of services? I think this has already been answered. Services that we can offer using ChatGPT.
Yeah, that's all part of the presentation already, that we can use it for content writing, we can use it for social media profiling, we can use it for, you can say, product description, blog writing, and so many, right? There is endless things.
Yeah, I think most of the questions are already being answered in the presentation, but I would still request people, the audience who is here, and if they have any questions, please reach out to us on our mail IDs, or maybe you can book one-on-one demo with us. Our team would be happy to assist you. Thank you once again, Utkarsh, and thank you to everyone who joined us today. As promised, obviously, we'll be sharing the recorded session with you after this session, and you'll also get a certificate of participation. So do wait for our email. Thank you so much once again. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone.